Welcome back to the Cap Report. In this video, we will be discussing UFC Fight Night Royval versus Taira. And first off, I just want to say thank y'all so much for the how well the recent videos have been doing. It's genuinely shocking to me. It's so crazy, and I'm super appreciative of all the views and all the comments. Just getting comments is kind of crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna go for more of like a quick pick style for these Fight Night cards. I think I've always struggled with consistency on this channel. You know, I'll be able to do like some of the main like numbered card picks, and I don't think I've ever done a Fight Night one. I've always just struggled to get that done like consistently. And something that I've really learned this year is that consistency is a really key contributor into the formula of success. And so I want to be more consistent on this channel. And so I think a way of doing that is just getting something out versus nothing. I know this video is going to come out late as well, so that sucks. But at the end of the day, I want to, even if I don't get a lot of views, even if I don't, even if it doesn't do well because I posted the day of, I want to be able to, for myself to know that I can get this stuff done. I guess with all the yapping out of the way, we'll go ahead and get into the card. I'm just going to read off the fights and my pick for the prelims, and then we'll actually do the main card. So in the prelims for this, we have Clayton Carpenter versus Lucas Rocha, and I have Lucas Rocha by decision. We have Dan Argueta versus Cody Haddon. I have Cody Haddon by decision. Junior Taffa versus, I believe it's Sean Sheriff on short notice, and I have Junior Taffa by first round knockout. We got Themba Garimbo versus Nico Price. I've got Garimbo by second round knockout. Jonathan Pierce versus Pat Sabatini. I've got Sabatini by decision. We've got CJ Vergara versus Ramazan Tamirov. I've got Tamirov by decision. And then this one I've seen listed on the prelims and the main card, but I'm assuming it's a prelim fight. Julia Pilastri versus Corey McKenna. I'm going to go with McKenna by decision. And then with that, we'll go ahead and get into the main card. Starting off in the welterweight division, we have Daniel Rodriguez versus Alex Morono. D-Rod's 37. He's on a 3-fight losing streak, which is concerning to me, but I do think that the level of competition he's losing to is far superior to Morono's recent competition. You know, both of these guys are on downward trajectories, both 2-3 in their last 5. Morono seems to perform better on short notice fights, I've noticed, so this one not being a short notice fight, I don't think plays in his favor either. You know, I like D-Rod striking a lot better. I feel like he's a faster guy, he's got crisper hands, he hits harder. You know, I don't think Morono will really target his weakness in the grappling either. I think he'll probably just be willing to stand up with him, and I don't think he's going to have as good of cardio either. So I'm going to go with Daniel Rodriguez by decision. I could see a late finish as well. Next, we move to the lightweight division where we have Grant Dawson versus Rafa Garcia. Dawson's still in a bit of a drop off in competition since the Bobby Green dud he put up. Garcia's not a guy for him to sleep on. You know, it's pretty interesting when you look at the numbers between these guys. Garcia's actually got better takedown defense. He's more strikes landed per minute, higher strike defense percentage. He's got a 5-inch reach advantage as well. But that being said, the numbers can be a little deceiving. I mean, Garcia lands 4.19 strikes per minute, but he absorbs 4.21 per minute, right? I think that he can have some success on the feet here, but I think he's going to be there to be hit by Dawson, who mixes in the takedowns well, and he's looking to get this fight to the ground. So I think Dawson will be able to land some, mix in the takedowns. I think it'll be successful grappling, and I think that Dawson's going to be able to eventually get the fight to the ground in multiple rounds, look to advance position, look for submissions. And so I'm going to take Dawson by decision with a shot at submission, but even if he doesn't, I think he'll win a decision off damage, and I think more so the effective grappling aspect of it in chasing submissions, even if he doesn't get one. Next up in the welterweight division, we have Chidi Ninja Kawani versus Jared Gooden. This is Chidi's second fight down at welterweight. He's coming off of a 3-loss streak at middleweight, so 1-3 in his last 4. He's going to be the bigger guy in this fight. He's a powerful, explosive fighter early on, but I don't think if he puts Gooden away, it could become a difficult fight for him. Gordon's a gritty guy. He can survive difficult rounds. I think he's going to survive the first round, and I think he's going to put it on Chidi. Chidi's going to wither as the fight goes on. I have Jared Gordon by 3rd round TKO here. Next, we go to the co-main event in the middleweight division where Brad Tavares takes on Jun Young Park. This is a fight that was rebooked from the summer. Park does a good job mixing the takedown threat into his striking, and his striking plays off of that a lot. He's got a solid ground game to complement it as well. Tavares is great takedown defense, though, so I don't see him getting taken down too often. Tavares is a bit of a weird guy to judge at this point in his career. He's coming off of a knockout loss. He's 1-3 in his last 4, but he's got notable competition in Gregory Rodriguez, Bruno Silva, and Dricus du Plessis. It's at least notable competition, right? You know, I'm gonna go with Park by decision here. This is probably one of the fewer picks for me. I do think if Tavares stuffs the takedowns, he could minimize Park's game, shut him down a bit. That being said, Tavares hasn't been on a great run. He's starting to age, so I'm gonna go with Park here. And finally, we get to the main event in the flyweight division. We have Brandon Royval versus Tatsuro Taira. You know, this is a really big moment for Taira. He's 16-0. He's only 24. He's probably a fight or two off of a title shot, including this fight. You know, I mean, you might even give him it off of this just because Pantoja doesn't have contenders, really. He beat Alex Pereira with... So I'm in the middle of it in this video, and I just came across this, and I said Alex Pereira instead of Alex Perez, and I just thought it was too funny not to leave it in, but I just wanted to edit that statement, and that I meant Alex Perez, that he beat Alex Perez, and I think Alex Perez is a good gatekeeper to the elite of the flyweight division, which I think is kind of the guy you have to get through to get to the elite of the division. And I think Royval is a proper test to see if you are in the elite of the division. He's got great striking, he's got good grappling. You know, he's had competitive fights with Pantoja, he beat Moreno, so this is definitely the biggest, test test of Taira's career. You know, I think Royval's going to give Taira some issues standing up. He does get taken down, but he creates a ton of scrambles to get back up. I do think that Royval creates those situations a little too often for this type of matchup, and I do think that if the scrambles happen, eventually Taira's going to get to his back. I do think Taira's a bit of a high favorite for me here. He's what, minus 258. That does seem a bit high for me. I do think this fight's a little more even than that. It's kind of crazy considering he's ranked 5 and Royval's ranked 1, but he's the heavy favorite here. But yeah, I really could see this one either going either way. You know, I think there's a chance that Taira can't get the fight to the ground, or he can't keep the fight on the ground, and Royval kind of doesn't style on him, but you know, kind of controls, maybe dominates a little bit of the fight, standing up, gets a pretty easy decision win that way. But I'm trusting Taira to take advantage of the scramble opportunities in Royval's style. I think eventually he's gonna be able to take Royval's back just from one of those scrambles, and I think he's gonna find a submission. I'm gonna go with submission win round 3. I think Taira's gonna have to weather the striking storm a little bit to get there, but I think that as long as he takes advantage of the opportunities that present itself, he should be able to find a win here. So yeah, those are gonna be my UFC Royval Taira fight night predictions. Go ahead, let me know what y'all think of the card. What are your predictions? Do you have any thoughts on my predictions? As I said, once again, thank y'all so much. It's genuinely stunning to me just to see how well the last 2 videos have done when I didn't have any expectations for them at all. It really does mean a lot, and I'm really put a lot of effort into being consistent and not letting this be a little blip on the radar, and keep this channel being interesting and successful, hopefully. As always, if you haven't, please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, I appreciate all 399 of y'all.